how'd you get on set? I feel like that's a really
Oh,
big barrier for a lot of
yeah.
people who want to get into film. They're like, I don't know who
Uh-huh.
to talk to or where to go,
Yeah, that's
to get
true.
on film
Yeah,
sets.
that's true. You bring up a good point. I did have a friend who said he was starting his own production company.
Mm,
And he was a friend that I worked with a couple years ago, before, and so we just kept up, and I didn't know he was gonna go into production. He just mentioned it, and I was like, wait, really? I was like, please let me help out with whatever I can. He's
mm.
like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know yet, but I mean, I'm intrigued by the camera. He's like, okay. And then he reached out like a month later. It's like, hey, we need a PA, a camera PA. And then when I went on set, it was like, actually, you're the second AC. I was like, what the heck is a second AC?
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
first set you were ever on, you were second
hmm
AC.
Second AC. I remember getting there. I was super eager. I woke up early. I was so happy. Like, it was, well, excited and nervous, and because I didn't know what to expect. And then, but I had like a lot of these films in the back of my head, and so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna sound like an idiot to these people. So I was like, at least I've seen movies.
Yeah.
And then they would ask me questions like, oh yeah, like this DP and this DP. They're like, wow, that's a pretty well thought out answer. I was like, oh yeah, no, these are, I've been watching their movies. Like, how long have you been doing this? Like, this is my first set. And they're like, oh, okay, well, here's the clapper. I think you know what you're doing. And I was like, no, I have no idea.
No, yeah,
Oh, it was a mess. It was
really.
people like I can see the sound guy looking at me, and the DP who was also the operator. It's like, you got to bring it up. And I was like, okay, open it. I was like, okay. It's like, okay, now say it. Say what?
Every micro step.
It was. This is in front of the whole entire crew.
Oh, and that's such a stressful spot to be
Oh
right
my
in front of the
gosh.
lens.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was terrible. But it was a small commercial. Like, looking back, it was a really small commercial, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like it was okay to fail, and I'm glad I did it there. So I have a lot of sympathy. When you were telling me, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, I'll guide you every step of the way. I
Yeah.
promise. Like, it's, and my brother has helped out too, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude. It's like, I'm not gonna. I mean, I should probably let him kind of embarrass himself a little bit, because I feel like sometimes, those
We learn pretty quick
you learn
that
very
way.
quick. Yeah, you
Yeah, I
learn.
think it bears being mentioned that you brought me on for my first time being a second AC on
Oh
a
really?
set. Yeah.
Oh
So that, and you and Trevor definitely helped me through
yeah,
the
it's
micro. Like,
scary.
you're like, okay, next time don't slam the sticks if it's right in front of somebody's face.
Don't worry, I learned that too,
Yeah.
and then the same DP, he called me again for another shoot. This was now when I was in the program. It was for a feature.
Hmm.
They were doing the second half, and he asked me to be his AC, and so I was on clapper, and I still kind of didn't know what I was doing. And it's funny that you say soft sticks, because I didn't know what soft sticks were, and so
Yeah.
in front of people's faces, and you just see them go,
Yeah, they
like, just
jolt
jolt,
a
yeah.
little. Yeah.
And then it's like, no, you gotta do soft sticks, and so I did soft sticks, and you couldn't even
Couldn't
hear them.
hear it.
And then the
It's
sound,
an art.
it is an
It's
art,
an art.
so it's just a little, oh gosh, man, this
Yeah.
the tragedies and the humiliation that I went through.
But
Uh,
yeah, what great early experience to have
yeah.
though on
hmm
set. So that you started out on a commercial, and then
hmm
did he just keep giving you work? Or how did you keep?
Well, it wasn't even paid. It was just like for free. So I did a
Yeah.
lot. I did a lot of free stuff for like 2 years.
Wow.
Nothing was paid. Maybe I got like $50 or something, and I thought that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
$100 too. Actually, on that feature, I did make $100 a day, which I thought was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I know the DP, when he called me, he was like, yeah, it's really low pay. I'm so sorry. It's like, $100. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
You're like,
I'm good with that.
it's fine.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's more than I made the last 3 years. So
Yeah. From like 9.25 as a student
I know,
in
right?
a student job an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's pretty
it was
nice.
nice. Yeah, and it was consistent work for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy. And they paid me in cash too, like, just cashed out, so I don't have to wait for a check or anything. So
Nice.
it felt pretty cool. But yeah, but all that kind of accumulated into my first year, and then I went into school now over prepared. Like,
Hmm.
now I
Yeah.
now I
You've
knew,
been on.
yeah, now I knew quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so, but I still didn't know like lighting. I didn't know techniques. I just knew like basic stuff,
Hmm.
very basic stuff, but it made sense.
Hmm.
We would talk about theory, which I was very excited about. I really, really, really love theory, and that's what I really enjoyed about the program, is how much theory they dived into, because otherwise I would never, on my free time, I would never.
Be able to,
Yeah,
yeah,
I just,
learn that on your
it's
own.
so dense that
Yeah.
it becomes a little like, unless you're forced to,
Yeah.
um, there's no way. And so, um, yeah, so
What are some of the theories that you've taken with you into your work that you continually reference back to? If you can't, I don't like.
No, yeah. I think the power of the edit, or the cut, like I know what's filmmaker Brisson would talk about how long um uh the longer it take, like the more it becomes like part of reality, and once you cut, it's a movie. Like the audience kind of gets to relax. That was one that really stuck out. The other one is the Stucher effect, where you do cut from a face to like a POV of a character, and then now you become the character. And so Eisenstein's a method of editing, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I'm the worst person. Like it makes sense in my head, but in class it felt so dense. But we had really good professors that just broke it down, and
Yeah.
and I really I loved going to class.